Hello everyone, Ace here, and today we are back with another Ace Impressions, this time having a look at Stronghold Warlords. I'll admit this game originally, when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a real dumpster fire. The reason is I expected it to be a really cheap mobile style cash grab. However, Firefly didn't quite make that, so it is better than I expected. That said, I don't think it is worth the full price. If you do want to pick up this game, only pick it up on a steep discount, like $10 or $15 at most. The full price for it is $40 for the regular version or $50 for the special version, although it is on sale right now on GOG.com and Steam for $20 and $25 for both those versions. Like I said, though, I don't recommend it at those prices. Wait until it gets cheaper. I will say there are some strong points to this game. At least it is going to be content heavy. They are still making more content for it, so it is a reasonably content heavy game. And I will also say that credit where credit is due, this does at least feel like a Stronghold game, although there are issues. But to understand, let's go ahead and jump into some saves I've got here. Now, I will admit I've been sitting on this particular game for a while, and I've only really, and I have played a little bit of it when it first came out. It had issues back then, so I decided I'd sit on it a little bit and wait for it to improve. So, this is just an economic map here to show you how it works, but as a general rule of thumb, the economic side of this game actually seems to be pretty decent, in my opinion. At least as far as Stronghold games are concerned. So you have your various types of food that increase popularity, and you use, of course, your taxes to decrease popularity, but get yourself money. And you can also do other things to increase popularity as well, such as housing quality, although this is kind of a silly system in my opinion. Basically, the better quality houses, it seems to be the best sense to just get those when possible. Because otherwise you're just handicapping yourself as far as popularity is concerned, and that means less money even if you have a higher pop. So you also have spirit, so you can also use religion just like with the old school Stronghold games. So that's all well and good, and your popularity, basically, it's a you use it or lose it sort of situation. It's not like you had a number that went up steadily to 100. So, all in all, I think the economic side of the game is fairly decent, except for one issue when it comes to the military side. Let's talk about the military now. You basically, to recruit units, of course, you need, just like with the old school Strongholds, you need gold and you need materials such as arrows or bows and arrows or axes or what have you. Except with certain unit types you don't, such as the blowpipe tribesmen. Now let me show you what the issue here is with these guys. They are a ranged unit that do not require that are very cheap and also do not require any resources other than gold. So you can basically pick these guys up for dirt cheap and get a lot of them to spam your walls. Now, anyone who is a longtime Stronghold fan will know that is a little bit broken. There's a reason why archers were kind of limited in your ability to acquire them without spending a lot of money on some Fletchers. Because you would basically, you might have the gold, but you wouldn't have enough bows to go around. These guys get rid of that handicap, because it turns out that our ranged units are very powerful in Stronghold. So ranged units have basically gotten a buff here. They've also gotten a buff in another respect, which I will be getting to. But to understand why, let's go into the siege map here that I have. And I will show you how they've gotten another buff there. But basically, ranged units in the old school Stronghold games used to be far, far more capable, or used to take a lot longer to actually defeat stuff like enemy lords. The whole point is you would go in with your melee units and try to get them. Now that's not really it's not really a practical necessity anymore. Another thing is that melee units seem to have gotten something of a nerf, although it doesn't seem to be that consistent. Basically, if there is an enemy unit that you have to... if you try to attack an enemy unit, sometimes, especially if it's a melee unit, a lot of times you'll have guys just being unable to actually gang up on him. So let's try this guy. And here we have the problem in action. We have all these guys just standing behind here. They can't get to him. So it just turned into a massive Congo line, where a single unit blocks your entire advance. This is obviously a massive nerf. So melee units, especially on walls, have received a massive nerf, and ranged units have received two massive buffs. Now fortunately, the issues with melee infantry don't seem to be as pronounced on the outside of castle walls, but it is still a problem that I've noticed. Okay, get to the walls.
Once he is killed, the castle will be ours.
There we go. So yeah, like I said, melee infantry has been nerfed, which is a huge problem for the balance, and ranged have been buffed, which is another huge problem for those who are longtime Stronghold fans. Basically, your best bet seems to be spamming ranged when possible and only using melee defensively. Like for choke points or something. Okay, so now that we've dealt with this guy, we can go ahead and get our infantry onto the walls. Our archers onto the walls. And just watch them work their magic. And there's also pathfinding issues as well. So we're just constantly, and also occasionally issues like this. So yeah, the game has problems, and it is, even with the patches and all that, it is still not really in a ready state. There we go. Sometimes your units will be able to clip through each other, and that does fix the problems somewhat, but still. This is obviously needing more polish. Alright, so we'll go ahead, finish off what's left, and we will use our archers to smack what's left of this noble here. Still having issues. So yeah, is this game in a really... Yeah, don't really buy this unless it is exceedingly cheap on a massive discount, because otherwise you're going to be disappointed. But as I said already, you may notice the difference in damage output that the ranged infantry have in comparison to old Stronghold games when it comes to targeting nobles. Already this dude is down to 3/4 health, which normally would take hundreds of archers to accomplish. And there are, like I said, pathfinding issues, and there's also the fact that just melee infantry in general seem to have been nerfed thanks to this game. And I still can't move this guy for some reason. So we'll just go ahead and let this fight finish, because why not? And, yeah. He's already down to about 1/3 of his health. Now, at least, I will say that at least melee infantry will still kill this dude faster, but what really is the point? I want to show you how fast it is to deal with him, even with just ranged units in this game, because it is, by Stronghold standards, this is ridiculously fast. I only have 40 guys or so, and not all of them are firing on this dude either. He's almost dead, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. But yeah, is this game worth the asking price? At full price, no. If you really want to pick it up on sale, my advice, wait until it's at most $10 to $15 at most. And even then, with the issues that it still has, that is pushing it. Like I said, there is at least a fair amount of content, but the problem is the game is just the state of the pathfinding for the AI, the fact that melee have been nerfed the way that they have, and the fact that ranged have been buffed the way they have, are all three big issues that mess up the experience, in my opinion. And really do diminish the amount of entertainment you might get from this game. So yes, not really worth the asking price. But yeah, in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.